as it ever
Rhett
was.
Edigo.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
we
mean,
are.
from my perspective.
Yeah,
Okay.
we are.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have the thing running. That's why.
The thing!
Hi, everybody. Pardon us while we get this going here.
Pardon our dust.
Pardon our dust. I don't know what the Facebook lag is, or not Facebook, YouTube. I'm not sure how long the YouTube lag is, so we'll see that. Oh, there it is. Apparently, it's that long. Let me get the bot running real quick to record us. Give me just 1 second, everybody.
I swear we're professionals.
Now recording.
Yes, we are absolutely professionals.
Who are you swearing to? It's like-
Hello.
To the entire nation of Belgium.
Exactly. The entire nation of Belgium, especially you in Brussels. Thank you for your patronage.
And
Hi, everyone.
Ashburn, Virginia.
And Ashburn, Virginia. Absolutely. So, welcome to our first ever stream on YouTube. This should be interesting. Pardon our late start there because we're figuring out how it works. Anyway, for the month of January, this month, we will be streaming on youtube.com/@thosenatural1s, which if you're seeing this right now, you really didn't need to know that. But if you're watching from the future, there you go. That's all I have for today, save for just a reminder that
And stream over.
stream over.
Yeah.
That's all I
Bye.
got. See ya. No. Just a reminder that our in-person live stream, our monthly in-person game, will come to you on Friday, January 20th. Other than that, I think, Sam, we're ready for a recap of what happened last time.
Well, last session, we started out in Sigil. We acquired not only the Final Fortress Cube, but also the infamous Weekly Elephant. After some additional shenanigans, we also acquired a Sigil-tuned tuning fork for Hymir and one for ourselves. We discussed the merits of the various routes to Gavachlev and the potential for anti-magic fields in the Underdark. After taking a vote, we settled on taking the path through the Underdark and Menzoberranzan. We teleport back to Torchiv, and Elric finds victory in a nail-biting duel with his cousin Valindra in the fighting pits. While the duel occurs, Arnon and Hymir deliver the Fortress Cube to the Emperor. The party rested once more, and in the morning departed on their way to Menzoberranzan, clearing the entrance that Elric remembered, and traveling in the Underdark for 3 relatively uneventful days. We stopped at the edge of the city.
Oh yeah, slight retcon because I don't know how to tell time. Last time we talked, when we ended the stream, we said it was only 1 day. However, the distance that you guys would have had to travel, it was actually 3 days. So, relatively uneventful 3 days, save for a couple.
Only because we didn't have to roll.
Yes. You guys saw a couple things, like some big spiders, heard some people talking in the distance, but
Spooky people.
spooky people.
The spiders were very big.
Yes. So, as you emerge from this tunnel, you look down. You're standing in the mouth of a tunnel that's probably a good 30 feet above the floor of this massive, massive chasm. Right below you, you do see a slight little grade pathway down. You see what could potentially be farmland in the Underdark at the bottom of this pathway. To the left, you see a lake. And to the right, you see, following the wall, towards the right and straight out in front of you, you do see this massive metropolis spanning as far as your eyes can see, lit up by torchlights, possibly magic lights, bioluminescence, oddly bluish teal glow throughout the entire city, which lets you see far, far into the distance, and all you see are buildings. Large buildings, small little 1-2 story buildings, as well as, these massive buildings that look like they're built into pillars of stone. So, what would you like to do?
Are the buildings that are in the pillars of
I can't hear
stone
Scott.
going straight up to the
Sorry.
ceiling?
Better.
Like, does it look like there are pillars throughout the metropolis, or does it look like there isn't anything connecting the ceiling?
No, there's pillars throughout the cave, throughout the cavern. There are these massive pillars that are connecting the floor to the ceiling. Some of them do look like there's been like buildings or rooms carved into them. Then there's also some shorter stalagmites throughout, as well as you see quite a few hanging stalactites from the ceiling.
If there's no objections, I'd like the elephant to be in my inventory as the upfront guy. I have a lot of ideas for that.
Oh god, that sounds like a terrible idea.
That's fine by me. I'm practically an elephant already.
Who has it right now?
Right now, nobody has it, or whoever bought it has it.
And you need to distribute the healing potions.
I
we
think-
got too.
I think I already did.
I'm good with you having the weekly elephant.
Oh, what
I have
the...
2 healing potions and a greater, so I feel like I got more
Yes.
than I started with.
Yeah. Everyone should have 1 greater and I believe 2 regular, unless you used one of your regular in the last battle.
I used the greater that we replaced. I need another regular.
You need another regular? Okay.
Yeah.
Where is...
I have one of each, so I'm sure that I'm fine.
All right, so you should have another regular in your inventory now.
Oh
and,
my god.
Maybe.
and then where'd my elephant go? Figurine of wondrous
Is
power.
it in your trunk?
It's in your trunk.
All right, you should have the figurine of wondrous power, marble elephant, in your inventory now.
Lovely.
Oh, a
I do.
marble elephant? TM?
Yeah, TM.
TM.
Are we? Go ahead. Are we still in the tunnel?
Yeah, right now you're at the mouth of the tunnel.
Oh, and I would like to retcon somebody putting a spell in the 3 slots I have empty in my ring on one of those 3 nights.
That's fine. What spell?
Okay.
Who did what?
That is what I'm going to try to figure
You still
out.
have Hellish Rebuke in there, don't you?
You
No, I
do?
used it in
Oh,
that
yeah.
awesome
Yeah, that's
duel.
right. Well, I can give
You're
it back
right.
to you.
I forgot you used that before you got your ass handed to you.
Actually, what level is mirror image?
It's 2nd level.
Oh
I will,
god.
if Elric could put one of those in there for me, that would be fantastic.
I don't
won't
like
say
this
it's-
anymore.
No take backsies.
and I'll
'Cause-
have to look for the level 1.
Because he needed to be harder to hit.
Yes, you're having
Yeah,
such
he does
difficulty.
actually.
Such
Yeah,
difficulty
he does.
hitting me.
He does when you're rolling 27s and 28s
Yeah.
consistently.
All of the
F-
grease fell off of my glass cannon at
F-
some point. in this
FYI,
campaign.
I did my pre-stream roll with advantage. I did 2 die, and they both came up with 5s. So
That means nothing to
No.
me. What does that mean?
It means that it's fine. This is gonna be fine. That's
Oh.
what this means.
Sam, how did you change your colors on D&D Beyond?
Can you see how I changed my colors? There's
Yeah,
an
you're
Underdark
green now.
setting. There's an Underdark setting,
Oh,
so
wow.
it puts it in dark mode.
Yeah, I
Speaking
usually
of
have
the Underdark,
Mm-hmm.
I feel it would behoove us to, or at least Elric would like to try to remember the path that he would have taken through Menzoberranzan to go unnoticed.
All right. Make
And I'm just going to remind the DM about my
yes, your city
ability.
city ability, which is great if you know where you're going.
That's not a requirement.
No, I mean it's not. You can find the way it works. You can find like little hidden paths and shit, but it doesn't help you figure out where to go. Is how I meant to say it.
Gotcha.
So,
Destination.
Elric, let's just say make a history check to see how well you recall.
Okay, history check. Big money, big money.
Those natural ones.
Oh, I'm gonna have
Oh my.
Butch put a level 1 cure wounds in there.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So for those who are listening to the podcast,
You don't want
Elric
to know.
rolled a natural 1.
Unfortunately, it's been 10 years. Cities
It's been a long
changed.
time.
Cities changed slightly.
10 years.
So think
Been 10 years.
Do you remember where we
10
could buy a
10
garment
years.
or a TomTom, perhaps?
Probably
I
not.
love that
Thanks-
how dated that
Thanks for
reference is.
showing your
For those-
age.
I was gonna say, like, for those
They
that are
still
listening to the
exist.
podcast, you're gonna want to Google that.
Yeah.
it's like Waze. but
Anyone
less
who is
advanced.
younger than us, you're gonna want to Google that.
Well, this is a fantasy setting, so I had to go back in time. At
Oh,
least a little.
okay. That's how that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
Anyway, so yeah,
It does track
unfortunately,
because
it's
it's
a-
Jesus,
It's a spell, you know.
Yeah.
Cast garment.
I cast TomTom.
Oh,
All right. Anyway, yeah.
Tim for
unfortunately,
copyright purposes.
You're looking down at the city, and you're still quite a ways away from the border, but also it's been 10 years and things have changed.
It's been 10 years.
It's been a while.
Looking at Elric, looking over the city, just gonna be like, "Do you know where we go next?"
I know where we go next. Gwen, I bet those are mushrooms fields. Let's go check them out.
Wait. I want to, but let's be chill and calm, because I don't think there's anything here that doesn't want us dead.
Okay.
Do we have a way to disguise all of us as denizens?
Remember, we
I just
discussed the
be
fact that they can probably see us or
We
like
do.
recognize us
Don't-
as not part of
Not
the
like-
hive.
Because they, like, if
I-
we're not part of
The
hive
random
mind.
like cobbler we're gonna pass on the street. you know.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, okay, we have the disguise kit, so Gwen, make us all emo.
I've been waiting for this day for 100 years.
Just imagining
let's
a
fucking go.
scene turtle.
Oh my god.
With a 9-inch nails sticker on the back of my shell.
Oh my god.
Yep. Yep.
The anarchy.
Slap it
symbol
on.
right in the middle.
Shell like
yeah.
a hole.
Why did I think that right before you said it? Okay, I'm going to pretend I know where I'm going and sort of sneak with confidence.
Did you
Make
say
a
that
deception.
you know?
Make a deception check.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a bluff.
Deception check.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, I am not very good at this, but I'm going to make the attempt.
That is a
Be worth.
15 and Gwen with a 10. He seems like he knows where he's going. Anybody else rolling? Butch?
What am I
Yeah.
rolling for? What am I
What
Insight.
is this?
Insight to see whether or
Insight.
not you believe.
He's
doing?
good.
The only
Alright.
person who has any inkling that Elric does
It's-
not actually know where he's going is Rhett.
It's the professional tracker. The ranger,
Yeah,
of
the-
course.
Yeah.
Is like,
Because,
I don't
like,
know.
well, and I don't know if you know, but I added undercommon as like my my newest slang.
Yeah,
show.
I found that out when I had to RP your watch last week, which was fine because Rhett took the last watch and then she overheard people talking, and I was like, I had to look up whether or not you knew Undercommon.
And then you were
so.
like, "Damn it."
Yeah, then I was like, damn it, she does. So now I have to come up with things that these people are saying.
Yeah, you did not even have to do a retcon.
No, I didn't.
Ha!
I'm gonna
It-
write
I'm
it
back,
all night.
but I'm still quite ill.
The illest.
The illest.
You
Yippee ki
you should not you should not have stopped yourself, Lindsay. You should have let it go.
Lindsay be illin.
All right. So what are you doing?
I always do that.
Elric
Oh, I'm dating myself.
What are you doing?
Elric is heading off like he knows where he's going.
And Rhett, did you say anything?
I think that I would give like an actual me look, which is, hold on. Like, what are you doing? I think I'm gonna say,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna just kind of catch up to Elric and say, hey, do you actually know where we're going, bud, or you just
A couple of things might have changed, but I think
Alright.
I've basically remember Menzoberranzan the way it looked last
How
time. Yeah,
long has it been,
it's only been 10 years.
buddy? Are your maps updated? Do you have updated maps? I mean, I'm gonna go with you, and I'll go with confidence, and I'll be confident with you. But you
I
gotta.
think that the most important thing is that we're just observant.
All right, guys, let's do it. We got this. Elric's got this. I speak Undercommon. Let's do this like Brutus.
All right.
Like, are we
It-
just
it-
walking
thank you-
in,
thank
or
you,
do we
Rhett.
need to sneak? Are we gonna try to sneak? Do we need extra sneakiness?
We should probably be sneaky. Pass without a trace is going to help.
Okay, I can only use it once a
I
day,
can give you some bardic inspiration.
and it only lasts for an hour. So,
I
do
don't
we
know if
want
it's
it
worth it.
now, or do we want it later?
Mm,
Elric, since you
I would
know
save it for
exactly what
later.
you're doing, I'm going to let you decide when I use it.
Okay.
good.
It might behoove you to save that for if we're maybe having to hide or something like that.
I do
Or
cast
being
Mage Armor
chased.
officially, by the way, declaring that.
Fair enough.
Should probably let your roguish type scout ahead for the party.
Yeah, and Elton's out.
Or I could scout ahead.
Does everyone want to scout ahead?
I just
I have
just grab
advantage.
I grab Butch and I say, just hang out with me back here.
I'm just
Yeah,
I'm just
and-
kidding.
Okay,
And-
Arnon.
I'm
gonna be
holding
fine.
Elton like a football. Holding my.
Yes.
Okay, Arnon, head on a swivel.
All right. If you
Oh
got
God.
if you guys are trying to be stealthy, roll stealth checks as you wander down this pathway.
Are we
I'm going to stay well ahead of them in the wandering.
Stealth. I can stealth.
one?
Minus
Oh
12.
no! Crap on a cracker.
You
I
said
got
minus 12.
24.
I,
We're
Brett
fine.
has a 7. I'm loudly speaking like normal
And
life.
I'm going to be checking for stuff.
All right,
Butch
so-
is with a 21.
Butch is one of the stealthiest Butch has ever been. So we have Gwen with the 21, Arnon with the 24, Elric with a 12, Rhett with a 7, and Butch with the 21.
It must be my dark shell.
You all are
I
fair.
just can't. I'm just loudly shouting about how confident I am
Yeah.
in Elric.
You guys are all very confident about how sneaky you are being.
Yelling.
Arnon's probably a good, 500 feet ahead of you guys, sneaking off and inspecting. What are you looking for? Are you looking for
Other creatures,
anything? All right.
mainly.
Uh,
And other things that might betray our
make a perception check.
Cats. Looking for cats and spiders. and
Perception?
spider cats.
Yeah.
18.
All right. So what you see, you're looking down, and this pathway from the tunnel entrance that you just came out of, grades fairly steeply, probably like a 45-degree grade down towards the base of this cavern. Right in front, you see what appears to be a giant field of these large mushrooms. Past that, you see a couple shacks, some fenced-in little areas behind the shacks, and to the right slightly, you see what looks like almost plowed roads, or plowed rows in a field, but you can't quite make out what's actually being grown there. Right to the left of the big grove of... Hold on one second. What are you doing, Cassidy?
Did he say giant mushrooms?
It's fine. You're supposed to...
They're real big.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Hold me back.
Yes, please.
I think the question
Guys.
is, are they the ones that glow?
We're in the horticulture department.
Let's never leave.
Let's hoard the horticulture.
So, sorry about that.
Horticulture tents.
To the left of this giant mushroom grove with these fairly large mushrooms, you see a lake. And in the middle of the lake, you do see an island with kind of like a lighthouse tower in the middle of the island. If you look to your right, past the farms with the hoed rows, probably an additional 100 yards or so, you start seeing the border wall of the city.
Do I see any arrow-shaped signs that maybe say Kavachliev on them?
You do not, no.
Oh, it's too bad. Any
The
arrow-shaped signs that say to the surface?
No, unfortunately not.
Do we see amongst the giant mushrooms any denizens, or is it just kind of like the field?
Gnomes, dark gnomes, under gnomes.
Just anyone really? Because I want to look at the mushrooms. I want to check them out. Maybe take a little piece. But I don't want to like.
If you would like to make a perception check yourself to see if you see anyone.
Do I? 11.
You don't notice anybody. Looks clear.
Anybody else want to help me look?
Yeah, miss.
Sure, I'll take a bite of the giant mushroom.
No, don't bite it yet. I just look. Just look if there are people there.
But-
Double check
Oh,
with me.
All right, I got a
Well, I've been
19,
checking
yo.
for people
Yeah.
the entire way.
Uh,
so-
Yeah, but
Crap, I forgot to mute. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear anything, so you're good. Arnon and Rhett, actually, you guys do notice in the fields, you do see a couple humanoid-looking figures working in the fields.
Hmm.
Okay.
You see
I'll take a glance.
Butch as well. You do see a couple humanoid-looking creatures wandering through the grove of mushrooms, appearing like they're harvesting certain things.
Are they singing jaunty working songs?
I don't think there's much jaunty about.
How about morose ones?
Possibly more morose than jaunty.
What does it sound like?
Day is never finished.
Oh,
Nope.
no.
Nope. Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope. We are not doing that.
Okay. Just checking.
Terms
they-
of service, man.
I think they're humming some My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Scott
Hey,
there.
Welcome
yeah,
to the Black
yeah.
Parade.
Oh God.
Yeah,
My Chemical
it's,
Romance. Like Helena or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's real depressing.
All right. So
Just a drowning woman music video
What do
over and
you-
over again.
reel it back in, guys. What are we
All
doing?
right.
Okay.
If they tell me that there are people in there, then I'm not going to run into the field.
There are people in there.
Just the people in there.
Don't run in there.
I'll hold myself back.
Humanoids.
Oh God, not those.
Let's go around.
Are we going towards the city? Like towards the wall?
I think going towards the city is unavoidable, ultimately.
Do all paths like lead out, or
All
does anything
paths
lead
lead to
up?
Rome.
No, only in.
From where you are, you see the path you came down, and there are a couple other paths on that side. You can look across the lake, and it's fairly dark, so you can't really tell on that side, but you might be able to see a couple darker spots that could potentially be other tunnels leading out, but it's kind of hard to make out at this distance.
Yeah, it's dark down here.
So basically, you can hug the cavern wall going to your right to make it towards the wall itself. You could go through the like farm looking area. You could go through the grove, or you could hug the wall to your left to go to the around the other side of that lake, which would take you farther away from the city, but farther away from people as well.
Okay, Elric. So my guess is it's a bad idea for us to just pretend it's perfectly okay for us to be here and just act confident and go down the road.
That's a very bad idea.
Okay.
Very bad idea to pretend it's okay, or a very bad idea to. To
Menzoberranzan is already very insular, very xenophobic, if you will.
So
And
you're
that's
saying hug the wall, go the long way.
hug the wall, go the long way. It also doesn't help that I'm most likely still persona non grata.
What happened? Like, what'd you do?
We'll talk about that later.
This is a good place for a discussion.
I look around to make sure there isn't anyone
No,
coming up.
I guess
That's
I'll
fine.
keep sneaking around. The
So
edge.
which way are you going? Are you going towards the wall of the city, or are you going away from the city towards the lake?
I would say away from the city towards the lake.
I agree with that decision
Okay.
personally.
All right. I would like everyone to make another stealth roll for me.
Do we need pass without a trace?
Too late for that now.
Wonderful. 8.
16.
7.
Oh, fuck's sake. We made it 2 rolls in, guys.
All right. So for anyone listening, Gwen rolled an 8, Arnon had a 17, Butch had a 16, Elric had a 6, and Rhett had a 7.
Karma for my poor joke.
Indeed. So you guys start walking around towards your left.
Hold on. I want to know, Elric,
Mhm.
did you stab somebody? Did you kidnap somebody? Or did you leave somebody at the altar?
Are those the
And
only
what
three
kind of
options?
altar?
Zing!
Valid distinction.
Wow.
There may or may not have been an altar involved.
Oh,
There,
shit.
there may or may not have been a potential allegiance sworn to the Queen of Spiders that I didn't agree to.
Like,
Okay, cool.
whoa, what?
No, not okay, cool. There's more information. What do you mean, okay, cool?
What do you mean you swore but didn't mean to?
No, I mean I was 15 when I escaped from here.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
We-
right.
we're-
That's like young for you.
We're indoctrinated from very young age.
Oh, shit.
It is almost a miracle that Valendra and I made it out.
Oh, damn.
The only thing worse than one of those giant spiders finding us would probably be being found by my family.
Your family's still here?
That's my assumption, unless something happened to them in the last 10 years.
Well, the good thing is that means your family is not giant spiders.
Last I checked.
Way to look at the positive, Butch.
It's my job.
Yeah.
In either case, I said coming down here we were going to be safe, and I want to keep that promise.
Clap Elric on the shoulder and just be like, I wasn't going to hold you to that promise to begin with, but I appreciate the effort.
And now
Nice.
you know why we failed our stealth rolls.
Yeah, you guys are having this conversation while you're walking, like just not even thinking about it. You head off to the left away from the city. You are hugging the wall of the cavern pretty tightly. Luckily, once you pass the mushroom grove, it's pretty much desolate. After that, there's not really anything of any note. You look at mostly rocky floors. You do pass 2 more tunnels that shoot off basically the same route that you came from. You've been walking at this point for about 45 minutes or so, and you come up to, you can see the lake on your right hand side. You can see that there is a pathway around the lake that's probably fairly decent size. I mean, there's quite a bit of space between the edge of the lake and the wall of the cavern. Probably at least 500 feet or so. Are you continuing around the lake?
That's
Yeah.
my intent.
All right.
Yeah.
So you continue around the lake. You see a few more. You continue for probably another 30 minutes or so till you're, and the cave itself kind of wraps around the edge of this lake, always keeping about a 500-foot border between shore and wall. You pass about 3 or 4 more tunnels that go off. And then go ahead, everybody, make a perception check again.
14.
16.
I love it.
I ran into a tree.
Those natural ones.
Not another one.
Butch with a 15.
I do like that I rolled a 2 and I still ended up with an 11.
Yeah, you
I'm
did.
not mad at that.
All right, so
Incredible.
Gwen, Elric, and Butch, you look forward and you see the path continues around the lake to the other side of the lake. You see a handful of tunnels branching off on the south side of the lake there. And then the ground, as the lake curves back to go north, the cave actually opens up and goes south. And it opens up towards more farmland. You see quite a bit of, you do see a kind of what looks like a main road going through the farmland, veering towards Menzoberranzan, sorry.
Thank you.
And past the farms on the left, you see almost like a forest of stalagmites. And the cave itself, you realize that you were in the corner of the cave, and the rest of you're actually now cresting back towards the city.
Cresting back towards the
Now,
city.
I will say cresting back towards the city. However, the city is, most of the actual city is north of you. However, or northwest. You do see past those farms and past you see the farms, and then slightly south of the farms, the cave opens up towards the south some more, and you see that, almost for lack of a better term, forest of stalagmites. And then between the stalagmites and the edge of the city, you do see quite a bit of rural, like possibly farmland, possibly you don't see from this
We don't see it
distance.
in rows.
What'd you say?
So we don't see it in rows like the other thing that we saw in rows, like because it's too far.
Yeah, it's too far at this point. All you can really tell is that the land is a lot flatter. You can't really see, like, you can tell where the buildings are. You can tell where the city is. But this area, you cannot, from this distance, you can't really see anything. It could be empty land, it could be farmland. From this, you'd have to get closer to see.
But
However,
it's all plains. It's not like
more or less. I
there's
mean,
not.
there's like
Okay.
a little bit of elevation shifts throughout, and you would be able to see actually in the distance, kind of between the farm and the edge of the city, what could potentially be almost like a citadel.
Okay.
You see
What kind of food and sorry.
you see there's a small little jut up, almost like a hill of stone, and on top of that hill you can just barely make out, at this distance, you can just barely make out what could potentially be a wall, and then a centralized building inside of that wall.
We might want to
With
make
my-
our way to the top to get a better lay of the land.
I'm down with that.
Sure. I'm paying attention with my wanderer feature, looking for fresh water and food,
I mean, you see a
since that's one of my abilities.
whole lake full of fresh water, and then
Yeah, I'm just,
what it looks like from what you've seen in these farms is mostly like fungal growth, mushrooms, other subterranean like plant life.
I'm paying attention to the layout of the train since I can't forget that.
All right. So where are you headed?
Up to what looks kind of like a hill, so we can get some elevation.
Where the wall and the
Yeah, where the wall is.
Okay, so you're gonna head towards what looks like a citadel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Butch, how long does your grant of
Do we want to sneak
long vision work?
particularly well since we're approaching
Wanna
that?
try-
It only
try
lasts 1
again,
hour.
This might be the time when we want to sneak better than we have been.
Yeah, because we're out in the open.
All right.
Usually see
so,
better or sneak better.
Sneak.
Sneak better, right?
Sneak. Yeah.
All right. So if you are using it, go ahead and cast it, and then everybody roll your stealth checks. Another stealth check for me.
Come on, buddy.
24.
Is that an 18?
That is.
Ah,
Thanks.
Butch with a
Sorry,
28.
I can't see very well
Oh
right
my
now either.
God.
36.
Oh, Elric, what's happening, buddy? Oh no.
So
Why?
I'm having a whole lot of trouble in the Underdark. I'm real nervous or something.
all right, so we got Gwen with a 24. We got Arnon with a 36. We got Rhett with a 28, Butch with a 28, and Elric with an 18. Thanks to Pass Without a Trace. All right, so you continue, and you're able to... Actually, everybody make perception checks as well.
Before we do that, I'd like to activate my, where is it? My Eyes of Night for everyone, so we get an hour of
Fantastic.
300-foot dark vision.
Cool.
21.
11.
13 from a 4.
6.
7. Oh my
All
God.
right, so Arnon, you guys kind of take... Arnon kind of takes points at this juncture, and you're able to make your way around the rest of the lake and go towards these farms that are between you and this citadel. With Arnon's perception check and with his help, you're able to, and all of your pretty damn good stealth rolls, you're able to kind of like hide behind crops and other outcroppings and kind of duck between one to another to another to another. At one point, Arnon sees this little deep gnome walking through the middle of the field and kind of holds his hand up. You guys all take a step back, hide as best you can, wait, stand there for what feels like 5 minutes at least before he turns a corner and walks off, and you guys rush forward. For the sake of brevity, we'll say, and those pretty damn good rolls, it takes you about another hour or so to get across this farmland, and you see this slight ridge, rocky ridge between you and then this small hill that goes up towards the citadel. You're able to transverse it without an issue. And you sneak up, and what you see is actually a probably 15-foot wall on the top of this hill in an almost trapezoidal pattern with a probably 5-story building on the inside. And you're able to sneak up the side of this hill and kind of press yourself against this wall. So now you are standing on a hill roughly about 20 feet above the main surface of this cavern, currently pressed up against this wall overlooking the farmland and the lake.
On that map you gave us, is this the little redoubt looking thing southeast of Eastamere?
Yes, you're not supposed to be
Okay.
looking at that yet, though.
Well, you gave it to us. Okay, I'll stop looking at it.
When the fuck did we get a map?
Last week.
You put it
I put it in the chat because I was like, hey, this is the only map I can find. And then
Oh.
I figured all of you would forget about it, but I should have known that Scott was not going to.
No, Scott.
Thanks,
doesn't
Scott.
forget. That's
I
why he
mean,
holds onto the
Arnon.
elephant.
Yeah. And I just want to
There's
say
partners
I'm
in
really
thoughtful crime.
distracted today, and I'm sorry about that poor joke I made earlier. That was bad taste.
Oh, you're fine. All right. Anyway, so
I'm apologizing to everybody, not just the people here. That was bad. So.
All right.
Especially to YouTube, we would like to apologize to YouTube.
Yes, we apologize to YouTube. All right, so
We love you,
Still sick enough to
YouTube.
where I have no idea what you're talking about. So
you're
sweet.
you're pressed up
That's all right.
against this wall of this little outpost area. if you kind of shimmy across the wall to your left a little bit, there's a small tower on the corner. If you round that slightly, you start getting a view over the city.
Sounds like we're shimmying.
Let's
Shimmy.
shimmy away.
Shimmy, shimmy,
I feel like I should be good at shimmying due to my performance background. I feel like I should get like an advantage on all
Make a
shimmying.
shimmy check. No. All right.
It's like,
I mean,
roll
it's
some
basically
dice.
jazz hands.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah, that's
performance
risk.
check.
All right. So you
I mean, I would do it.
you shimmy around this corner and you're looking down almost directly at a wall of the city. You see what looked like hundreds of buildings sprawn out in front of you. You see that same wall that you looked at from the other side. You can actually see the section of the city you were closer to on the other side. And it, to your left, it just opens up into this massive, sprawling metropolis.
Guys, I'm feeling pretty good about making our way through here, but not so good about where we're going.
Yeah.
Are any of us like super good with directions where we could like extrapolate where the surface is from here? And
I mean, well, wait, when my ranger stuff, like, wouldn't that give me some sort of advantage?
You can make nature checks to figure out what direction you're facing, or survival checks to figure out what, like, which way is north, east, south, and west and stuff, and basic survivability, because of your background as a ranger. However, you are also not familiar with the city. You're not completely familiar with, or you have absolutely no idea how to get to where you're going from here. But you could extrapolate, and you would know that you came from the east. Torchev to Kvachliev, you were going from east to west. East to west. You know that this city is pretty much directly beneath Kvachliev.
But would there, like, I mean, like any city, would there be like signs and stuff? And if I speak Undercommon, I mean, one could assume I'd be able to read it too, right?
Theoretically, yeah.
well,
I know I can read it. If you
they're
point something out.
occupying this city, so maybe we should watch for troop concentrations and movements. Like between the two cities, that would probably be where their most activity is.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I'm.
We'll make it
totally
super fun sneaking through too.
Finding the
Well-
connection between Menzoberranzan and Kvachliev on the surface. It's gonna take some doing.
So, now that you're at this position where you can see at least a section of the city, and with Elric's at least diminished knowledge at this point of the city, let's go ahead and turn this on. So, tell me when you guys can see it.
I think I might need to reload.
Hey, that looks like the map I was just looking at.
Yeah, it does.
What a crazy random
So-
happenstance.
I might need to reload too.
Yeah, this is where you are.
You tell me what to do, Tony.
Man, I want to go to the fungi farms. I know we
Alright.
just passed them.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
So, this
And
little.
we're on a time crunch.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Are we though?
Which at this point, with all this, so let's just get a basic idea of the time frame. So you guys woke up probably and finished your reading and all of that probably around, let's just say 8 o'clock in the morning. With the sneaking around and everything, at this point, you are probably right around noon. Hey, we got a new subscriber. Thanks, Ben Oblinger.
Nice.
So sweet.
Hey,
Thanks, Ben.
while we were going through these fields and stuff,
Yes.
I would have been looking for a nice hidey hole where we could set up the dome if we have to spend the night here.
And you saw quite a few tunnels
Okay.
off the edge, so you could potentially
Sorry, Nick.
go into one of
He
those
saw a few hidey holes.
hidey holes. Yeah.
Hidey
Yes,
holes.
that is
So-
that is a technical word.
Is
You
everybody
should know that as a ranger.
is
really?
everybody back in? Is can everybody see the map?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. You're right
Uh,
here. You're right on the edge of this little readout on a hill right there. And you're looking down
So to
over
the left of
Spider
Fangs.
Fangs. Yes.
We have a week left, right? 7 days.
6 days, I think, was it, Gwen?
Yeah, hold on 1 sec. It is 6, I believe.
6 days.
So at
Yeah.
this point, I don't know if I finished or not. At this point, you're probably right around noon. You're right around midday of your first day in the Menzoberranzan.
So we're noon on the
Menzoberranzan!
14th.
God damn it! What?
We're noon on the 14th.
Yes.
We have the 15th through the 19th to travel. The 20th is when the army is going to move on Kvachliv. So we effectively have 5.5 days.
5.5 days. Yes. So, what are you doing?
From here,
Is it all walled? The city?
Where you're at right now, you're actually there's a bit of a cliff that goes down into the city. You can tell from at least where you've seen so far, there's either a wall or a cliff. You know, you either have the wall that goes and meets up to a cliff, and then you're either above it or there's a wall in front of you.
So we're looking down a cliff,
Yes, you're looking.
or there's a cliff up
no, you're
in the
looking.
city. Okay.
You're looking down the cliffside, which you can kind of assume that's probably why this little readout citadel is here, is to defend that cliff potentially.
Anybody on the walls of the readout?
Make another perception check for me.
23.
All right, you do see every once in a while, Butch with a 23 as well.
ooh,
Um,
23.
You do notice a patrol, a pretty standard, kind of like clockwork patrol going around. You'll see somebody come across, and then 2 minutes later, you'll see them walk past again. So
Is there anything else I get for 28?
28. You can see what color their hair is now.
Fantastic.
No,
It's, you guys is beautiful.
What color is their chakra?
Yeah, they're shock. Yeah, they've kind of
Chakra-con.
a reddish orange chakra.
You can smell what kind of soap they use in the shower.
I was gonna say,
Joke's
I
on
can
you, they
smell their
don't.
aura.
Yeah. Yes, you
I can smell their feelings.
You can smell what they're cooking.
Arnon,
If
do
I
you
can
want me
smell
to,
anything, that sounds awesome.
Do you want me to intercept one of those groups and seduce them?
We don't really have any spare time.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I think it's probably easier to dangle down a cliff than to climb over a whole wall. So maybe this is the place to get in.
Certainly
We
faster.
got
though.
that climbing equipment, right? From that little old gnome.
The
Yeah.
Magic
special magic rope.
You did
don't
not
think
buy
they
the you did
buy
not buy
them.
the magic
I was
rope.
gonna say
No.
we didn't buy the magic rope.
No, we didn't buy the
'cause
magic
you-
rope, but we bought some climbing equipment.
You did buy climbing equipment from Bernie, or not Bernie. Fuck, what was it? I keep wanting Bartholomew. I keep wanting to call him Bernie Sanders.
Put some respect on his name.
I mean, he was about
Barf.
as old as Bernie Sanders. So,
Yeah, that
Can you
tracks.
imagine his mittens then?
Oh my God.
God.
Oh, the sweetest handmade mittens.
all right. Anyway, so all right, what are you doing?
Go
Time this
down to the
time
cliff.
this patrol and dangle a rope down.
All right, I would like everyone to make another stealth check.
Go with dangling.
You do still
Yep.
have pass without a trace for a few more minutes.
Dangle, the name of my original rogue.
Yes.
My original MMO rogue.
Jim Dangle, Lieutenant Jim Dangle.
I was gonna say, yeah, like, all right, LT.
Oh
Uh,
my god.
We're stealthing
Yep.
Holy
again.
crap!
Yes.
I'm killing it. 31.
Oh shit!
Natural 20 for Rhett.
Cheers
I
to
get
your
to-
natural 20.
I'm-
We need to make
I'm
this
cop-
we need to make this a drinking game. Every time somebody gets a natural 20, we take a shot.
All right.
Oh my
well,
God.
this is my team.
A
At least
shot
you
of
didn't say
soda.
natural one, because
Yeah.
then we would vomit.
We would be
so
dead if it was
Yeah.
natural ones. So,
Let's celebrate natural ones.
hey, at some point we
If
got
you
another
die in real life, you die in the game.
apparently at some point tonight we got another YouTube subscriber, so thank you for whomever that was, even though it didn't tell me who you were. You're awesome. Anyway,
Woo.
Nice.
Good job, person.
Thank you.
all right. So, that is holy
Now they're like,
good
unsubscribe.
lord. Yeah.
37 for
All right.
Arnon.
So that is a 29 from Gwen, a 31 from Butch, a 23 from Elric, a fucking natural 20 for a 34 from Rhett, and a 37 from Arnon. Thank you, Pass Without a Trace. All right.
High-fiving 1,000 angels.
So you guys are able to you're peering up onto the top of this wall from below, and you're able to time. It takes you a couple minutes to watch the pattern, get the timing down. Finally, you notice it's about 2-minute interval between the two, and you wait for the right time. The guard walks past. Arnon and Elric run up to the edge, kind of pull out these ropes, run up to the edge, tie off these ropes real quick. Right as they're doing that, Gwen and Rhett run up behind them, kind of jump in midair, grab the rope, and shimmy down. Actually, everyone make either an athletics or an acrobatics check for me.
Well, for
How-
my shimmy,
how
do I
far
get
down is it?
performance?
No, you don't get performance.
Why not? It's shimmying.
He said we were about 20 feet up from the average cave floor.
20, 25
Okay.
feet.
I'm just gonna float down.
Ah, it's an 11 for acrobatics.
All right.
I don't feel like
what my
testing the
performance check would have been. Actually, the exact same.
Yeah.
Rick!
Are you using your steps of the night? Is that what you're doing, Butch?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you see, so like I said,
Nice work, Alric.
Thank you.
El-
I double clicked it.
That's
Can you
fine.
give me one back?
Yeah, I'll give you one back. Hold on, let me do that real quick. Which one is that? Steps of the Night. Oh, it only took it out once. You still have 2 remaining
Oh, nice.
on my screen. So, Elric and Arnon run out, tie off these ropes, throw them down. Gwen and Rhett run past them, kind of try and jump out, grab the rope in
Right.
one movement. Slip a little bit, both of them, but you're able to catch yourself. Massive rope burn on both of your palms. Massive fucking rope burn because you
Wait,
gotta.
But am I wearing gloves? Hold on.
Okay, all right, you are wearing gloves. Okay, fine. You're wearing gloves. No rope burn on your hand. However, you guys do slide a little bit. You are able to catch yourselves and shimmy down while Butch is just kind of gracefully gliding towards the floor. After the two of you come down, you see Elric literally like fucking backflip off the edge and in midair grab this rope and just like ribbon dance his way down, like twirling down the
fucking knew it.
So dramatic.
It's not a performance check, but you get to ribbon dance. That's you. That's
Shut
what you
up.
sound like.
I think I
And
should
Let Elric
gracefully
have it. He
catch
hasn't
him.
had a lot so far tonight.
and then suddenly a boulder falls off and crushes Rhett, and she's now dead. No.
All right, cool guys. I'm gonna go cough up the rest of my lungs. Peace.
Oh my god.
Arnon, you once Elric hits to the bottom, you take out your dagger and cut his rope off. Start coming down with yours. You try and fray it a little bit so it's not staying there invisible. You get about halfway
frayed it too
down.
much.
You frayed it too much. It snaps. You fall flat on your ass on the ground.
Wait, can I actually catch him?
You can attempt to catch him. Make an athletics
Sweet.
check to try and catch him.
Come on, brain.
You fall into the loving embrace of your turtle friend. As
Aw.
Butch is 17, he's able to jump
Carry me
below
me
you.
over the threshold, buddy.
This is very
got you,
much
man. You're all right.
a Scooby-Doo holding Shaggy moment.
Absolutely it is.
Yoink!
But now you all find yourself in this almost alleyway behind rows of buildings. You are now in one of the outskirt towns of Menzoberranzan.
There it is. I swear.
What
we
are
were
the
gonna get
goings
it.
on in
You
Menzoberranzan?
want me to just give you my list from
Yeah.
last week?
You might as well at this point.
No. Menzoberranzan.
Menzoberranzan, yeah. Anyway, you are now inside the city walls.
Okay. This area over here called the Mithril Ride.
Yes.
Well, that would be the direction that I would try to like wave everyone over, trying to stick to the
Stick to the
Cliff face.
cliffside as much as possible.
yeah.
All right.
We should probably stick to alleys and such.
I would like to I was gonna say wild shape into a rat, and then I second guessed myself after I'd already started saying it out loud. I'm just gonna hide in Elric's hood.
All right. So, you guys are
Save it.
headed west along this cliffside behind buildings. There are a few buildings kind of tucked either so close to the cliffside that you can't make it behind it, or also some that are actually dug into the cliff.
I'm also going to try to make note of any that maybe look abandoned
Okay.
as an alternative place to spend.
Make a perception check.
Maybe we'll find one that is inhabited and has become a bar.
20.
20.
A cliff bar.
So far, you haven't seen anything that looks abandoned yet.
I'm just looking for one to keep up here in
Sure.
case we need to.
Sure. I'm sure at some point you will find one. But as of right now, nothing yet. You guys continue cresting, going around a few buildings. You make it about to where where it says ride right there, where the large alleys or the large streets kind of converge together. Kind of duck behind one of the buildings right there. You do see a tall tower in front of you.
Ooh, landmark.
So, are you continuing along the wall, or how would you like to go?
I'm following the wizard.
What types of stuff are we noticing? Anything down the streets and such?
People. Lots and lots of people walking around. I mean,
Looking for concentrations of soldiers too. Have we seen anything like that?
so far, not really. You have seen what looks like mostly commoners. You do see quite a few drow, dark elves, quite a few Durgar, some gnomes that some of you have never really seen before, but they seem to be gray-skinned, white-haired gnomes.
I think I would have noticed
you-
temples, places of worship, and restaurants.
Make a perception check for me.
Awesome.
Why is it rolling everything twice for you? It's weird.
Can I?
Because I'm amazing.
Yeah.
With a 10, so far, haven't really noticed anything standing out, but you're also sticking with a dark alley, so what are you looking for, Gwen?
Specifically, anything illithid related. Out of paranoia.
Sure. So far,
There are posters all over the walls that say "Respect our leaders," with pictures of illithids on them.
so
I
Oh
can
my
read
picture
that too.
poster with
Yay.
with an illithid pointing at it saying, "We want you."
Unity is strength.
That's not actually what she sees, is it?
No.
I'm gonna tear that fucking poster down.
No. So far, you have not seen anything. But again, you've only been inside the city walls for a few minutes, and you're sticking to this back alley. So
If you have a hood, now would be the time to pull it up.
I think I have a
You
hood.
know,
Hood,
you could have told me
mask.
to buy something with a hood
pretty sure
like 3 sessions ago.
the only one who doesn't have a hood is Butch.
You know
Anyone
what,
got a
Butch?
spare hood?
I had a hood before my cloak of protection, so I'll give you that one.
I hope
definitely
it.
have that.
I hope it slims my figure.
If I wild shape, I can't talk anymore, can I?
Correct.
But you could
Unless
hide
Rhett
on my
does,
person.
unless Rhett does speak with
Yeah.
animals.
I can speak with animals. That sounds good.
I mean, you don't have to. I haven't
I'm a
wild shaped
hound
yet.
dog.
I'm getting very
I
uncomfortable.
will though. When that happens, I
Just turn
absolutely
into
will.
a fish, and then I can talk to you.
Anyway.
Okay, there's something that I would like to do.
Okay.
Uh, my familiar.
Yes.
I'm gonna summon it in a different form.
I gotta get me one of those.
How
It's a
lo-
spider.
How long does your
Oh,
familiar take to
shit.
summon?
Let me take a look.
It's an hour if you do it as a ritual, but don't you have it as a spell?
Pretty sure it's
Or
an
does it
hour
always
if you
take
do
an
it as a
hour?
spell. It's an hour and 10
Oh,
minutes if you
dang.
do it as a ritual.
Okay, we might need to find a place to hole up for a second.
Well, can he just ride on my shoulders while he's casting it? I'm sure that won't attract any attention.
No, not at all.
Not with your stealth rolls today.
Nope, I'm fantastic.
Okay.
Can we do the hut? The hut thing?
That will probably draw more attention than if we don't.
Uh, I would like to attempt to find a nook or like Arnon was looking for before, a place that seems
A nook? Perhaps a cranny?
perhaps a cranny, maybe even like an abandoned shack, if you will.
All right. I will say
Abandoned cranny.
that
You
sounds
find
like
an abandoned Carlos's pizza.
that sounds like a terrible rock band, Abandoned Cranny.
Abandoned
no.
cranny.
That's awesome. Abandoned.
You see a poster with like 4 drow standing on it. It says Abandoned Cranny. No.
Oh god, they're all bards.
Yes.
I like that. Leave that poster up.
No. Whoever's
I
looking
take it as a
for
souvenir.
whoever wants to make an investigation check to see if you can see any kind of abandoned
I'm on it.
place.
My investigation is awesome.
Jesus.
Natural 20, number 2.
Cheers, motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
All right,
I
so
think I figured it out.
Rhett,
Oh, sorry.
Rhett, Arnon, and Elric, you guys actually all three at the same time. You see a little bit farther past the alleyway. You do see a building that has, or not the alleyway, past that main thoroughfare there. You do see a building that appears to be boarded up. Kind of. Get the fuck out of here! What
Sorry.
the? You just wasted a nat 20.
Got
Sorry.
advantage on everything.
And cheers again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Foundry.
Thank you, Foundry. We love you,
I
Foundry.
love you, Foundry.
Hashtag sponsor us. Anyway, past the thoroughfare, continuing down that alley a little bit, behind these buildings, you do see about 5 buildings in. You see a building that looks fairly dilapidated. You do see some boards on the windows and such.
That looks like a safe enough spot.
All right.
Shall we go hole up there for a moment?
Hells yeah.
All
Let's do
right.
it.
So you guys continue towards that building. You're able to get there without too much of an incident, since you're still cresting the side of this cliff. Now you do see a door on the back side of this building. Wooden door. Seems to be a little worse for wear, but mostly intact.
Is it a back door?
It is. It appears to be a back door.
Okay.
I'm gonna attempt to mage hand the door open from like 10 feet away.
Oh wait, I have something that does that too.
Is
Oh,
it mage
do
hand?
you?
I do. Ah crap, which thing is it? Is it the thaumaturgy thing,
No.
Nick?
Thaumaturgy is the thing that makes your voice really loud, which you could absolutely do here if you wanted to.
No
You
thanks.
can also make your eyes
16.
sparkle
Yeah.
quietly.
All right. Well,
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
just continue with Elric mage handing this door. You push on it. It does seem to like gives a little bit, but then it just there's something blocking it.
I'll go check it out.
All right. Investigation check for investigating the door, please.
Oh,
25.
Yeah, appears to be locked. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary, no traps or anything like that, but it's definitely locked.
But it still appears abandoned.
From what you can tell, yes.
Then I will pick that lock.
Pick
It is
that
thaumaturgy, by the
lock.
way. Instantaneously cause an unlocked
Oh,
door or window to
16.
fly open or slam shut. So it was thaumaturgy.
Okay.
by the way.
If you want to slam a door open while you're being
Well, it
silly.
was,
Yeah, I don't want to
Unlocked door.
it was
slam.
locked, so
It was
No,
locked.
no
Yeah.
slams.
All right.
Let's see what's behind door number 1.
It's a pretty standard door lock. So with a 16, you're able to click it out. It takes you probably about 30 seconds or so, and you're able to unlock that door, push it open slightly. It kind of rubs on the floor itself. Definitely not on plumb here. You're able to push it forward a little bit, and you kind of peer in. Make a perception check.
21.
You look in and you see this small homestead, for lack of a better term. This house that seems to be more or less one main room, kind of like a studio.
You've won a
One
studio
story.
apartment.
One story, very, very dusty. You smell just mildew.
There any windows facing the street?
There are there are two windows on the other side. They are boarded up.
Boarded up.
They are
Okay.
they are
I'm
boarded,
gonna.
but you could still probably be able to peek through if you were so inclined.
While Elric does his thing, I'm gonna watch the street.
All right.
Elric,
Hmm?
can you prestidigitate this place? It smells awful.
I don't
I can.
have that spell.
I can do that.
All right.
Hey,
So
I
hey,
can
Rhett,
fancy
Rhett,
fingers.
Rhett.
Place.
Can you prestidigitate this place?
what is it? A 5-foot cube.
Oh my god.
So
It's got an hour.
And 10 minutes.
it would, with the size of this room, it would take you 90 minutes to clean the entire thing if you would like to.
Well, I have thaumaturgy.
Big studio.
We can work together.
450 square
Big.
feet. That is not a big studio.
Is it? That's it?
Yeah. Wait, I did that math wrong.
Because
Yeah.
isn't it 6 seconds to cast it once
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
5 feet?
I did that math wrong. That's wrong.
Let's do this math again.
I guess we don't need to do this.
You
but
guys
now
are-
I want to know.
You guys are awfully pretentious about this fake hovel.
Sorry, it would take you 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
I don't know if we
Not
have that
not
kind of time.
90. Not 90.
All right,
9
I
minutes.
feel better about that number now.
I fucking moved a
Okay.
decimal point wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay, while
I mean, I
Eric
can
is
certainly
summoning up,
flavor it if you'd like as well.
I'm going to be using my thaumaturgy to practice my chibi eyes.
All right, so
Gwen's just watching. Do it again.
so you're summoning Ethan as a spider.
Yep.
All right.
Spider Ethan.
Arnon, you're watching the streets.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
Anyone else watching the streets or just Arnon?
I can help with that.
All right. The two of you make perception checks. Jesus
I
fuck
guess I'll just
me.
roll another natural 20.
Damn.
Fucking Rhett is on fire tonight.
I'm
Too
gonna
bad
wear
we're not
this
in a fight.
weird hooded blanket.
If
every
we were
time now.
if we were sitting live, I'd swear you had weighted dice.
We're taking you to Vegas.
Yeah, we are.
Ooh,
Now.
okay. I won some money in Vegas when I went there. Not
Alright.
a lot.
Arnon, you don't really catch anything of note while looking through this. Rhett,
Yo.
you're watching
Oh,
cold meds, yay. Now
okay, I'm ready.
just roll me a d20 real quick.
I don't want
This
to.
always goes well.
Big
I'm
money,
scared.
big money.
If you
You're the
roll
lucky
if you
one.
roll another
You be
fucking
quiet,
nat
you.
20.
Mother F, hold on. I did
Yeah, I
it
see
like
that.
I'm on Reddit. Sorry, I did it like Reddit.
I swear to God, if you roll another nat 20, I'm going to shit.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's not it.
That is not another nat 20.
Uh,
Those
So
natural
about those natural
ones.
ones, yeah.
So, you
Sad.
see you
You're
see
gonna die.
Yous are gonna die. No. You see, you're watching through the window for this hour while Elric is
And
casting.
I get COVID.
And you get COVID. You get pink eye because your eye is pressed
Yeah.
against the thing. No. So you're watching through the people, or through the slits between these boards, and you see quite a bit of foot traffic. Mostly, like I said, mostly drow, or a few Durgar, a few of these gnomes. You hear a little bit of chatter, but it's nothing really you can make out. They're too far away. You recognize a few words because it is undercommon. You recognize. You could probably, at this distance, you could probably hear maybe three, or recognize three words in this conversation that's being had by these two people on the other side of the street, a couple buildings down. You hear the one say something, and you make out the words "coming down." Then the one next to them, you hear the word "daywalker."
Blades down here.
Going back
I'm
to
gonna-
the first one, you hear "war," and then
Alright.
the last, going back to the second one, you just hear say something about "matter of time."
Okay. I like put my hand up and I like whisper everything I've heard to Arnon. Since him and I are both, because I'm like, shh, hold on, I can hear him. And then I relay and whisper all of this to Arnon. What I'm hearing. Like, this is all I can make out. Am I muted?
No, I
we
heard you.
got you.
That's fine.
Sorry.
We're just
I've been
completely
coughing so much, I'm like
unenthused
trying.
by your report.
Hey,
I'm enthused. I just didn't hear it.
So,
I'm working on my chibi eyes, so
I'm watching Butch. I'm not even paying attention.
so an hour and 10 minutes go by.
I got
Elric,
stuck on Daywalker, so
sorry.
Elric apparates his spider this time. And that is where we will take our break real quick.
Well, one last thing. Since Arnon seems distracted, I'm gonna run to Gwen and relay that
Okay.
to Gwen and Elric, but I'm not gonna interrupt Butch with what he's doing, but I'm gonna relay what I heard to Gwen. Oh wait, no, Elric's doing something. that's
Elric's
not-
doing the important thing.
Yes.
Butch is
I
doing
I
chibi
apologize.
eyes.
I
That's pretty-
apologize.
obviously important as well.
I'm yeah. I'm
Yeah.
I'm still a little cloudy, but I relayed that to Gwen.
Okay. All right. We're
Say
gonna.
what the fuck is a daywalker?
We might find that out when we come back. So we will be back in about 5-10 minutes. Hello. We're back. I left my one up. All right. We're professionals, I swear. All right. Hello, everybody. We're back. So,
Stop going off script.
I know, right? God damn it.
Oh God.
I believe the next thing
Wait,
the
you
script
guys have a
says I'm
script?
getting Butch dentures.
No. I'm gonna have to learn how to talk again.
Show. Butch now sounds like this. Anyway.
Bart's here? My favorite little guy.
So you see two mind flayers carrying a tiny gnome on a stretcher.
I will freak the fuck out.
And this is
He
different
shouldn't
than
be
normal.
here.
How?
I don't know, it's gonna be worse.
All right. So, anyway, before we left for our break, Elric had just finished bringing Ethan in as a spider form. Now, what would you like to do?
What does Ethan look like? As the spider, like, what does the spider look like?
The spider is very much I want to say somewhere between like the bulkiness of a tarantula and the absurdly long-leggedness of like a huntsman spider from Australia.
I gotta look
Oh my
that
God.
up. Fuck
That's-
me.
You really
horrific.
shouldn't.
I already did.
I
It's
hope you
already
don't.
there.
Oh,
Already did.
I am so sorry in advance.
I just couldn't remember what a huntsman looked like, so that's fine. All right, cool.
Like the one thing that isn't poisonous in Australia.
They're buddies, aren't you, Ethan? Gag. No,
So-
Gwen wouldn't do that. I did. Gwen doesn't do that. Gwen loves
Anyway, so what are you doing?
I am going to, now that Ethan has been summoned as a spider, I'm going to lead him over to the door, and I'm going to have him scout ahead and kind of trade vision with him.
All right. So are you all staying in the hut while you send your spider out?
Sure.
Mhm.
All right. Well, you can get what
Does
about
anyone have any comments to what I said though, or any
Oh.
thoughts to what I relayed?
But before you send Ethan out, if you
Mhm.
didn't hear that, Rhett shared it with Butch and I, and we're gonna share it with you. And I'm gonna say, Elric, what the fuck's a daywalker? Or would I know what a daywalker is?
You would not.
Daywalker.
Elric.
Okay.
Elric.
Should
Make
I
a-
make a history
Yeah,
check?
make a history check.
Okay.
I mean, if it's anything like Blade, do I get a religion roll to know that?
No.
Boo.
Blade is not a thing here. Sorry.
Oh, but it could
Oh,
be.
man, I was so excited to know things just because Triple H was in Blade 3, and I was like, ooh,
Oh
hold
god.
on, I know stuff.
That is a 13.
You've heard this term before in passing when you were younger. More or less a derogatory term for surface people. People who live on the surface.
Oh, surface dwellers.
Surface dwellers, yeah.
So someone from the surface is coming down here, then?
I'm
Well-
going to let you ask that question again and see how long it takes for you to realize that they're talking about us.
Well,
Oh
no,
shit!
because wait,
No,
Who's-
no.
aren't they occupying? Aren't they occupying the city above us? So maybe they're just referring to everybody up there. No.
Is there any
Maybe.
chance of that?
Maybe they have prisoners.
Prisoners
Are
of
you
war.
sure that that they're talking about us.
I'm 98% certain.
Could you
Surface-
wiggle you down to
surface dwe-
97?
Surface dwellers don't come down here. Unless somehow, some way, they're talking about what they plan on doing to surface dwellers, which... Rhett, were you able to parse out anything in regards to like what they said about the Daywalkers?
Not really. It was all in the context of war, and I don't know. I told Arnon everything and very, very quickly, and then ran over and don't remember much else other than daywalkers and war.
Can't you do like a magic ear or something?
So you heard. So it was a conversation between two people. You heard the first one. Through their conversation, the only words you were able to discern were coming down. The second person then said a fairly lengthy sentence to which you heard the word daywalkers. The first person back again, in response, said, their
only
war.
matter of time.
No, it said something about their war. And then the second person again said, matter of time.
That.
Um,
Yeah, probably
It-
best to ignore it and move
I
on.
didn't roll a natural 20, Nick. What are you doing?
A natural 20 is how you got that information. These people are like almost a full block away from where you were. So the fact that you
I
picked
meant
up on
Ooh.
that.
because you took a drink. I was
Oh.
because you took a drink. I was messing
Gotcha.
with you. Clearly, because I explained my joke,
It makes it
definitely
so much funnier.
Always.
So, what are you doing?
I don't think we've gone unnoticed down here. We need to proceed with caution.
But I've got a cloak on now.
More caution.
They could be talking about
Okay.
anybody.
Oh my
Anybody coming from the surface, because there are literally tens of us, apparently.
God. I'm going to send Ethan out to scout ahead and hopefully find a path not tread for
Can
us
you
to
he-
walk down.
Can you hear through his little spider ears?
I think I
Um,
can.
I think I can. I think I can.
How do spiders hear?
When you see through his eyes, do you see like all the eyes? Or do you just see,
Oh,
like,
wow. That would be
two eyes?
It's
weird.
magic.
Oh,
It's
God.
magic.
Oh God!
You didn't think about that, did you?
Can you imagine that?
I sure didn't.
It breaks your
He-
brain.
Spiders can't hear, but they can feel vibrations through hair and their legs.
Oh,
So-
Perry knows that, but Butch has no clue.
It's
Well,
not
I mean,
quite-
he would be able to, seeing through the eyes, if he's hearing anything, he's going to only detect as much.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can see and hear through them.
Indeed.
it's
They can still hear you coming.
not quite tremor sense, but I'll take it.
That's an invasion
So-
of
something that I
privacy.
ever thought I'd Google, and I regret it.
What did you Google?
Welcome to Menzoberranzan.
People also ask, "Can spiders hear you scream?" Anyway, moving on.
All right,
But the huntsman
But
spiders
yes,
are cool
The-
because
the
it looks like you have
spider-
two cute little beans. on
reel
the
it
face.
back in.
Okay,
All right.
the spider is going out of the cabin
All right,
to scout ahead.
make a perception check with your spider.
Oh boy.
Come on,
Let me see if they
Ethan.
have anything special for that.
Come on, Ethan. You got this
No,
one.
that's a regular roll. That's okay.
Hey, Elric, with the size of this grid, you could probably get sleet storm over the whole city.
Get the fuck out of here. Not to scale, you
Sweet.
jackass.
Can we do
I
spider
can
storm?
maybe do like part of one square.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, so spider. That is. Oh yeah, that's a flat roll. That's a flat roll.
Roll a d20.
Okay.
That's a 12. So, little Ethan scurries along here. Can't. Jesus Christ. Can't really see much in the different paths. I mean, you see the one path continues along the wall, but it seems to open up a bit. Less building coverage, more open area. You do see the main thoroughfare jut off to the right and go past that tower into what you can assume is more into the center of the city. The cliff side itself continues up, and you could potentially squeeze past some buildings there, but Spider can only go about 100 feet, so it's kind of a guessing game at this point.
I'm going to trade vision again and instruct him to come back. And then I'm going to go to the door and say, let's continue along the cliff wall.
Gwen's gonna wild shape into a matching spider.
Okay. Fantastic. So,
Maybe.
wild shape's broken on here,
Okay.
so
It used it.
it
so
uses it. It just
I'm
doesn't
just a
roll it.
spider.
I
Yeah.
found that out with Hymir.
Okay.
So,
I got the stat block. It's fine.
I'm assuming everybody is going to continue being stealthy.
Mhm.
Yep.
Stealth
I'm gonna
rolls, please.
climb up into onto Brett's shoulder, or attempt to. If she doesn't
On
push me away.
Rhett's shoulder.
On
okay.
Rhett's shoulder, because I'm slower.
I would never push you away.
And pass without a trace is gone now, so
I think that we should, if like, depending on our. Hold on, let's see what happens first.
and after your rest and sneaking into the city and everything, you would know it's probably about 2 p.m. at this time.
Elric, nice roll.
Who are we waiting for? Butch.
Well, he's seeing
There
through
it is.
spider
Oh,
eyes, so
wow. No, not
I'll do you
anymore,
one
he's not.
better.
No,
probably
I traded vision, so now I'm just seeing through my regular eyes.
he's probably
So-
got his hand on your shoulder, which is why he got
No,
so
no,
bad a roll.
no, you missed that. He's not doing that anymore.
Oh.
All right, so Arnon with a 25, Rhett with a 16, Gwen with a 15, Elric with a 7, and Butch with a 6.
6.
Good
So you
thing you're on my
guys-
shoulder.
You guys leave.
It's gonna be fun.
You guys leave this building and continue cresting along the wall. You make it about 100, 200 feet before Elric. I'm first off, what's the marching order here?
Say probably
Stealthy guy
Arnon
in the front.
first, and then Elric.
Arnon,
right behind
Elric,
him.
Yeah.
the girls,
And
and
I
then
guess-
Butch? Or is
Well,
Butch?
I think it's Rhett. and
Well,
then Butch.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Gwen is
um,
on Rhett's shoulder.
Spider Gwen. Spider Gwen.
Spider Gwen.
God, you're Spider Gwen.
Oh, God damn it.
Yes!
That just happened.
100%. 100%.
Wow. All right.
I'm so happy.
So, anyway. And then Butch taking up the rear. So you make it about 100, 150 feet before Arnon, you see some like debris on the floor and gracefully kind of step over some like broken pots and everything. You gracefully step over it. Elric, however, behind you is not paying a goddamn bit of attention and just stumbles like right into it, and you just hear this like clay shattering under his footsteps. Rhett
Oh God.
kind of stops. You feel the spider legs kind of tense on your shoulder as the two of you stop, and then Butch is like, "Wait, what?" and runs right into the back of you because he's not paying attention.
I get propelled into the air.
Yeah. No, you're holding on pretty good. So quite a
I hope I
decent
don't trip.
quite a decent racket back there.
Oh no.
What are you doing?
Looking for a
I'm
place to hide
protecting
harder.
spider.
It's okay.
You looking for a place to hide?
Yeah, I mean, as a spider.
Make
so
a perception check. Or investigation, I'm sorry, investigation check.
Oh
I
wait,
mean, like,
hold on, that's not.
wouldn't I just offer places for her to like there's I'm sure I'm wearing something like I'll put on the hat of
Well,
the
yeah,
Spitz
no,
and hang
you
out under my hat.
yeah. But
Okay.
anybody who's looking for a place to hide after those loud noises, make an investigation check.
-5 to intelligence as a spider.
Okay.
You keep your mental stats.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
25.
Oh.
Arnon,
Ooh,
you
I'm
are
sorry-
able
I'm sorry you
to
said it was
investigation.
Okay.
That's intimidation.
I know I can't read this.
That's
Really
fine.
well. I'm very
Scare the
sorry.
shit out of this hiding place.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. So
I
Elric
can't read very well right now.
Elric with a 19, Arnon with a 25. You guys do see a building up above that, or up ahead that you notice almost like a, for lack of, like almost like a what appears to be like an outside wood storage type area, just like a little overhang with just like some crates and something in there that you believe you could hide behind.
And try to hide behind.
Yeah.
As we're going back there, I'm going to touch myself.
Raising?
Oh.
Nope. He's meant what he said.
Since I can't find a place to hide, I'm gonna panic and cast greater invisibility on myself.
Oh shit! All right.
Oh my God.
So
You just have that?
Elric and Arnon run behind this thing. Butch fucking disappears. Butch is gone. Rhett with a 13, you do see you see where they're running to, and you're able to run with them, and
Who's
duck
running?
behind something. Everybody make a
Like, hang on,
yeah.
Gwen.
Everybody make a perception check real quick.
So I just roll my regular perception?
Sure.
Okay. 17.
Wow, 23 for Butch.
So this is a second one?
Yeah, this is a perception check.
Ho, ho, ho.
27.
Yeah.
Dang.
Natural 20. All right. Elric and Rhett, you don't really notice much. Gwen, you start hearing you hear somebody like a, what was that? Or, well, do you speak Undercommon?
No.
Okay, so you just hear a voice. Butch and Arnon, you hear footsteps approaching.
I'm gonna try and hide.
Okay,
Better.
make a stealth check
Okay.
with advantage.
Get out of the way.
Make a stealth check with advantage because you're invisibility. That's a 10.
Sweet. A 10. I'm amazing.
So you press your invisible self up next to this thing.
Please don't see me. Please don't see me.
You're saying it out loud.
No.
That's a natural 1. So you see this soldier, this drow, just in like standard armor and everything, kind of walks up and looks down this alleyway. Looks back and forth. All of you are just the three of you are pressed behind these barrels. Gwen in spider form is like huddled up against Rhett's neck. Butch is like invisible. Butch is pressed up against the wall, like, and you see this kind of look, and then sees the pot on the ground. Turns around and walks back. You wait. You wait another like 30 seconds to a minute. Pretty confident that they're gone.
Nobody ever thinks pot's a big deal until you get arrested for it.
Get out.
As soon as I hear them, I'm gonna have to. I mean, I have to at least slide down because I know this only lasts like a minute.
That's fine.
I'm gonna do that spider that posturing thing that spiders do, like where they put their front legs up, but it's just an excitement. It's just on Rhett's shoulder. It's just like yay!
And then suddenly you hear
yeah,
better.
high 1, and I like.
You know that's the pre-bite stance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
mean,
know better.
I'm not gonna.
I know
bite
it's
Rhett.
not.
I would never.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
All right.
This is more like the jumping spider. Like I want to climb up on your finger, not the.
Yeah. Not the. It's this, not
Exactly.
All right.
It's very distinct
That's-
difference.
As this guard leaves, what are you guys doing?
He's gone.
He appears to be gone.
Will you watch it? Let's go.
I
Just a little spider.
let's keep going.
All right.
Sure, it'll be just fine.
If you are continuing, make another round of stealth checks.
I hate it. Also, every time you guys say something funny, I like get this weird comment.
Every single
God.
time.
Damn it, Elric!
Did I just say?
Oh, not again.
I'm sorry. I'm realizing just now that down
All right,
here,
18.
Elric is dummy thick.
I got
No wonder you
18.
left.
My God.
All right, so that is a 16 for Arnon, an 18 for Gwen, a 6 for Elric, a 9 for Butch, and an 18 for Rhett.
Trying so hard, guys.
So you guys continue.
You guys
Can you
put
make-
the special in special ops.
Can you make me invisible? Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I'm gonna find that scroll. I swear to the
No.
gods.
No, I cannot, and I've already used that once, so I'm done.
So you're continuing along this edge
Yep.
here.
Yeah, we're continuing.
You make it up to this next section right about here, where you see kind of a circle of buildings around what you assume is a central courtyard. Road going around it. You kind of duck behind this corner building right here. What are you doing?
Checking to see if anyone noticed.
Make a perception check. Anybody who's looking.
26.
41.
18.
6.
Oh, buddy.
Butch is so worried about making noises that he's staring at his feet.
Butch, get your head out of your shell.
I put my head in my shell.
No.
Nobody.
So,
And I'm telling Gwent, don't crawl in there. He might come out suddenly. Just stay right where you are. You're fine.
Somebody roll me a d20.
Not
do
me,
it.
apparently. Last
Not
time that
Emery.
happened,
I was going to,
Not-
but I'd rather Arnon do it.
2.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
son of a bitch!
Next time I'll just do it.
2.
Okay, so
Not a
Arnon
1.
and I aren't allowed anymore.
2.
you guys are standing behind this building. You peek around a corner, and what you see is almost like these, like I said, these centralized buildings around a central courtyard. You see a handful of people entering a building together on the other side of the plaza. 2 drow. That would be about as much as... Well, no. Okay. You guys would still see this. You would see 2 drow flanking a tall, slender man in a black cloak. Tall top hat on his head, making him seem even taller. That would be about as much as Gwen sees. Elric and Rhett, you would see one of the 2 drow place a hand on the back of this man and kind of assist him, guide him through the door. Arnon, you would be the only one to see the rest of this. The drow that's put it with his hand on the back of the man glances over his shoulder back towards the central courtyard to take one last survey of the area before entering the building, the other drow on the other side looking around as well. In that last look, you notice that the one on the right looks like a mirror image of the one on the left, just half the age. You look and realize that there's something very familiar about these 2. Have you met them before? You're not sure. Have you seen them on the surface? You can't quite place it. As you rack your brain trying to remember where you've seen these drow before, you turn and you look at Elric. There it is. There's a resemblance that you couldn't place at the heart of the moment.
Elric, I think you've been cloned.
Elric
Sorry,
Clone
say that
Wars.
again.
Those guys in there look just like you.
You do notice that they aren't albino, but they have the similar facial features, the similar bone structure.
Well, I
Build.
do know because I remember that he was albino because of the way things that happened after he was born. So they could have cloned him, and they did not turn out albino.
I don't think they cloned him. I think he was cloned of them.
Gwen saw.
Maybe it's a comedy like Multiplicity. Maybe it's all a good thing. Maybe it'll be fun. Maybe they'll open up a pizza joint.
Or build a house.
With Eugene Levy.
Did Gwen recognize the person in the top hat by chance?
All you saw was the back.
There wasn't any particular embroidery or symbology or written word.
Not from what you could see.
You got your stone.
Just shout into it.
What the fuck are you doing on him?
Is that you? Okay.
How many like
we
siblings
need
do you
to
have?
go.
Clutch mates, as Butch would say.
How far away is this from us?
Yeah.
Probably about 500 to 1,000 yards away. It's a decent distance.
They all went inside.
They did, yes. as well as there was also about maybe 10 to 15 other people with them that all went inside this building.
Curiouser and curiouser.
I could go look.
I could go look.
You're a
I
spider.
mean, yeah, you could, but
you
I'm a
can't
spider.
talk. You can't
Oh,
talk.
fuck. Rat!
I'm just having this.
I'm
like,
just furiously tapping on
Yeah,
your...
because
Actually, how long
she's-
has it been?
because she's doing this a lot and she's freaking out. I think I'll cast speak with him.
Since you turned into a spider, probably like 30 minutes, maybe.
Okay, cool. Good. I got an hour and a half.
Arnon,
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
gonna
do
cast-
go, can you bring me back a beer?
I'm gonna look, not touch.
It's just kind of killing me. We're in a city and I can't go to a pub.
Priorities.
We
So-
have a mission. I
Did-
Yeah,
do
I
not
know,
need to
I know.
spend time seeing family again.
We'll look for that bottomless ale
Yep.
mug for you one of these
Ooh.
days.
If it has no bottom,
Are there windows on this building?
Yes, you do see
They didn't
windows.
leave anybody outside.
There is one person standing outside the front door.
Can you talk to her, Rhett?
I can now.
See if she wants to go check out what's in that house.
I do, Rhett, I do.
Okay.
Tapping
she wants to
tiny
check
little
out
legs
what's-
together.
You're still
She's
talking like
the-
a spider.
She wants
to
to check out the house.
Oh, why does she want to check out the house?
Hey, why do you wanna
we
check
don't
out
need
the
to go
house?
into. We don't need to go in that house.
I just wanna see if the non if I wanna see if the top hat person was someone we know.
Do you think that you
Check
can
for
get in
pod
there-
people too.
Do you think you can get in there as your spider self? Do you think you can cast a web and like float on over to that house?
I
And
don't
then
know
report
that
back?
I can do that, but I can
It's a little advanced level.
climb on ceilings discreetly.
All right, guys. I asked her if she wanted to. If
I just
she
want
could
to
get
look
in
through the
house,
window. Like
if she can climb in there.
So-
what do we think? What do we want to do here?
This circle
So I
right
can-
here is the buildings that you're looking at. You're coming from this angle right here. It's this first building right here that you saw them go into. So there is a courtyard right in front of it.
I'm gonna just tell Rhett I could scurry over and just like kind of climb up the wall and look in a window.
Okay.
Maybe pretend like I'm making a little web in the windowsill, and look. Yeah, and then
trust
hopefully
you.
nobody looks at me. But
Don't get swatted.
Trust you. Hey guys, she's gonna be a spider in the window
okay.
and scope some stuff out. She's
I'll
gonna scurry.
have Ethan go along as well, so that it's not just a spider by
and
itself.
talk with Ethan.
Yeah, I normally see spiders in twos.
High five with Ethan.
High five.
Also, Ethan and Gwen are
spiders.
identical right now.
Two spiders, okay. Solo spider, suspicious.
God damn it.
Can't have any of those sus spiders.
Mhm.
Sus spiders.
I'm gonna make an attempt to stay not right on top of Ethan while we're going along our way, so it doesn't look super suspicious. I'm not trying to lose him either, but
And
No,
they
whatever.
make their way into the building.
So
I didn't want to go in the building. I just wanted to climb up the outside of it and look through the window and see what I could see from there before I go any further.
are you trying to not be seen?
I mean,
Yep.
yeah.
Make a spidery stealth check.
24.
This natural
Ooh,
20 is
spider-
like fucking water tonight.
Yeah,
Woo!
Spider has stealth +4, so that works out. Let me see how Ethan does.
It's in her element.
Half as good.
Half as good. So,
God damn it, Ethan.
Ethan, get it together.
Ethan-
There is a
Loud ass
subreddit called
spider.
F Ethan, so
It's like,
that's probably part of the reason.
Is he still Ethan Hawke as a spider?
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke the spider.
all right.
yeah, he's acting as a spider right now.
So,
Method acting.
you see these two spiders scurry across. They kind of split off from each other and scurry. You do see there's the one guard that's standing outside of the door, kind of looking back and forth and just slowly surveying everything. Not really 100% on their guard because you're in the middle of a fucking city. Gwen, your little spider form, you crawl between these two buildings and you're able to kind of scurry up to the side of this building, crawl up and perch yourself in a window. Ethan starts running along through the middle, and you see the guard look down, kind of half cock their head at this spider as it continues going towards the building. You see the guard kind of like step over towards Ethan, lift its boot up, and
Try- And try to dodge.
That is one janky spider.
Oh, I don't have a unarmed attack with this thing, so what's the spider's AC? I'm pretty sure it's not 9.
Let me check.
12.
That's a 12. Yep.
This guard comes crashing down with its foot as Ethan jumps off to the side, and
Finally, combat.
Ethan scurries away.
Hide,
you-
Ethan, hide.
I like keep him the fuck away from me.
So Ethan scurries off, and the guard kind of like looks down and then kind of sets their spear down and kind of leans on it a little bit. Gwen,
Yes.
make a perception check in your spidery form. 24. So
You can taste the air.
you crawl up onto this window and kind of you see this little spider, like these legs curl up on the outside windowsill as this spider kind of balls up in the corner of the window, peering in. What you see is a large office style room. You see a fireplace in the corner with a big roaring fire. You see a large, dark desk, possibly stone, in the middle. You see these two individuals, these two drow, lower their hoods down. And you see the grayish skin with the almost as white, but not quite as white hair as Elric. Very familiar bone structures. You look through, and from this angle, you don't see the other individual. You see the older of the two drow sit down behind the desk. You can hear some muffled words, but you can't make anything out. Talking between them and the younger of the two. You see him speaking to somebody on the other side of the room, but from this angle, you can't see the other side of the room.
Can I shift to another window?
From where you see right now, there's only one window into this room. There's another window on the other side, or down a little bit, but it doesn't. It looks like it would be into a different room.
And the window's not open at all?
No, it's a solid glass pane.
Yeah. And is the door completely closed?
There's no door. You're on the side. So,
Well, I mean, where the guard was that door closed? When I
yes,
was
that door was
coming through?
closed.
Can I wait a minute and see if anybody shifts, moves, or otherwise freaks
I was gonna
out?
say, unless they have a door sweep, that would have to be a pretty solid door for a bug not to get through.
I mean, you could certainly try to go under the door if you want to try and sneak past the guard and squeeze under the door. You could. You are a spider, but you're a fairly large spider, so that would be an option if you want to play that route.
If I get hit if I get hit once, I'm Gwen again. Like, I'm gonna be Gwen laying on the floor. That's what's gonna happen. So, like, I gotta be careful.
Got to be really careful.
Fuck. Can I just wanna I wanna sit on the windowsill for a bit and just watch, maybe see if anything changes or anybody starts throwing hands. I don't know.
So,
Anybody takes their top hat off and then reveals a face. I don't know.
you sit there for a few minutes and you continue hearing this muffled conversation in a language you don't understand. Back and forth. You see the younger of the two pacing back and forth. Their demeanor and their body language shows agitation, frustration. The older looks stoic. You see them raise their hand a couple times to the younger of the two, kind of a dismissive, calming manner. You hear a third voice, gravelly, deep, also speaking in a language you don't recognize. Voice sounds like it could be familiar, but you're not entirely sure through the window, through the distance, through your... You don't have ears. You're a fucking spider. So you don't even... You don't
I feel
notice.
the vibrations.
You feel the vibrations, but you cannot tell timbre or anything else.
All right, I'm going. Fuck
But
it.
would she be able to translate those vibrations back
No.
to me?
I'm going to taking the long way if necessary to not be uncovered. Try to make it back to the party.
Okay. Make me another stealth check.
20.
All right.
Oh, that was my stealth. It
That's-
was whatever.
So it was actually...
Unless it makes a difference.
Wait, plus
22.
4, it would be a
It'd be
22.
Yeah.
Takes you a few minutes, but yeah, you're able to kind of scurry through the shadows and make your way back over.
All right. So where are we right now?
So you see where this circle is right here on the map? Yeah.
Yeah.
The building that they were in was this one right here on the corner. You guys
Okay.
are right down like here-ish.
But we're in a building?
No, you're
Or are we
right.
still in the
You're
alley?
you're between two buildings.
Okay. I'm gonna once I get back to everybody, I'm gonna come out of wild shape to spare Rhett the translation and explain that I saw a very I recognize that they look familiar, right?
Yes.
Okay. Some very familiar looking
No.
young one, all hot tempered.
Hold on. Sorry.
He said young one, hot-tempered.
Sorry. My makeshift third monitor was about to shut itself off, which would have fucked up all of my displays. Anyway.
So I relay about the hot-tempered young one and the stoic older one, and then a third person that I couldn't see or hear. But
Because
just
you're
this is what-
deaf.
He got no ears. He's tried. I just got hair. But no, I relay that information, and then I think oh fuck. I'm gonna pull out Hugh's sending stone, I think.
Okay.
And I have how many words?
25.
25. I'm just going to ask, do you happen to be in Menzoberranzan?
Maybe
Right
we don't
now?
want to tip him off that we're here.
Okay, I take it back. Do you happen to be in the do you happen to what the fuck am I supposed to say? Like, how can I ask him
You
that?
could ask him later. Doesn't have to be right now.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
true.
know.
he's up to.
The Underdark in general?
Yeah, but is that still not going to tip him off?
What if you
Uh,
like asked him
I
like
mean-
I can
we're-
ask
we're-
him if
you can
he
say we're headed
is.
to the Underdark. You don't have to tell him that we're here.
You know what? I could be like, hey, remember way back when I died? I was
Planning
in
a
the
trip to
Underdark. Or I wasn't in the Underdark. I was underground. It's almost been 30 days. Where you at, boo?
What's up, my man?
You
Just
up,
thinking about
bro?
you.
you were
No, I
in the
don't call him.
Underdark when you.
What
Okay.
up, Broseph Biden? Let me know where you're at.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
just gonna
God.
say, yo, love you, bro, Montana. I'm in the
Yeah.
Underdark again, and I'm scared. Where you at?
That-
I don't know what I'm saying. Honestly, I'm
that's a-
freaking out.
That's a
Up,
step
Brokeback
away from
Mountain. Where are
you up.
God.
But is so curious and really wants to know, and also terrified, and thinks maybe he could help or maybe he couldn't.
Thanks, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah,
See you soon.
Yeah, I think she just asks. She says, "Hey, I'm making my way to the
I got you on
Underdark
the back
again,
end.
and curious if you're in our plane and around."
Peace, Broseph.
Pierce Brosnan.
I say whatever I just said. I think that was under 25 words. Please spare me the torture. Because I'm freaking the fuck out.
Roll me a
I'm
d20.
so glad you like
Gwen.
Pierce
Me?
Brosnan.
Yes,
That
Gwen.
makes me so happy.
It's like I got it immediately.
I'm
It's
so
like
happy.
I'm sorry, has it
Double
been a 1,
7.
2, and 3 on our D20 rolls?
It has. I don't know if you can see
Is that
that.
what that is?
It's 3.
guys were boned. Guys were fucked. We need to get out.
All right, everybody get out your fucked pin. 'Cause that's for-
So, you send this message. You sit there. You wait. You don't hear anything.
Cool.
Maybe it's broken.
Maybe he's busy negotiating stuff or doing things.
Maybe there's another
knows?
creepy guy that has a top hat.
Yeah.
He would know.
Maybe they bought it at the same store.
With the sending stone, don't I know whether or not it was received?
Ooh.
I don't believe
It's not an
so.
iPhone.
No, I mean
He
It
left
should
you
ha-
on
it
red.
motherfucker
said
left
read
me
receipt.
on red. How fucking dare you?
I don't
Um,
believe that is a thing. Let me look it up real quick.
That would be amazing.
I thought there was something
Be right back.
Your
like
check
if you
marks.
intercepted, like if someone took my sending stone and he sent me a message, wouldn't he know it wasn't me that received it?
Sending stones come in pairs, each with a smooth stone carving to match the other one. The pairing is easily recognized. When you touch one stone, you can use the action to cast the sending spell from it. The target is the bearer of the other stone. If no creature bears the other stone, you know that fact as soon as you use the stone and don't cast the spell. So you just know whether or not they have the stone.
Someone has the stone, or
Someone has.
he has. The
Whether or
stone?
not someone has the stone.
Okay, so I know then that someone has the stone,
Correct.
which means someone did leave me on red.
Potentially.
May not be the person I was intending the message for, but someone left me on red. Okay.
I highly doubt that Hugh would be someone to just lend their sending stone out willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Or that someone would be strong enough to take it from them.
Yep.
So, what are you doing?
We need to move on.
And we need to go around and not in.
Fine.
We need to do
Families are-
something to figure out where we're going.
I don't see any
Oh,
tents
wait.
on the horizon, do I?
You can make a perception check if you would like.
I swear to
Oh,
God.
no.
No. Not even good. Okay, I'll roll it, but like it's not gonna be a thing. See, perfect. Take us the fuck out of here, Elric. Everything's a tent. To
I'm-
Gwen.
I'm going to continue to look for something that would indicate a connection or like a pathway to Kvachliev.
Make a perception check.
I'm still studying soldier concentrations and
All right.
whatnot.
Make a perception check as well.
Tied
Holy
ya.
shit.
Dueling 18s. Okay, so as you guys stand on the edge of this building, excuse me, hold on. As you guys stand on the edge of this building, you look in and you see this courtyard area surrounded by other buildings. You see past that a little bit of open area. The buildings seem to spread out. Looking to your right, you do notice that the city continues getting denser. With an 18, since Arnon just did it, Elric, roll me a d20.
Oh my god, if it's a 4.
I kind of hope it is.
If it's a 4, I quit. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ!
You just Babe Ruth that roll.
That just happened.
Aw.
A hero to 4.
And
That's
that
it.
was the stream, guys. Goodbye.
That's it. I quit.
I fucking called it.
Our fucking D20 straight rolls were a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4.
That's a small straight.
That is a small straight. Yahtzee!
Yahtzee.
Anyway,
Wow.
so
Fucking how?
I don't understand.
You know, eventually, guys, just 10 more or 6 more rolls will be breaking average.
there you go. Unfortunately, You don't really notice anything that would give you a hint of where to go at this point.
If we find another hidey hole, I do have a goddess of knowledge I could contact, but I would need some space.
That's actually a really good idea.
All right, we'll
Uh,
look for a hidey hole.
Yep, another safe space for us.
Investigation.
Oh no.
So that's a 24 for Elric.
Wow.
Elric with the 24. Hey, 15. Butch, is that your best investigation roll?
Yeah. I think the last one was a 14. My last highest.
Jesus.
It's a 14. So now
All
we're
right.
up to 15.
Elric, you notice not a lot in this vicinity. However, this seems to be a fairly populated area. Not a lot of abandoned buildings or anything like that. You do see a small alcove in the wall, the cliffside right there. You might be able to get in there, but it's going to be a tight fit.
Make for the alcove.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm for alcove.
Stealth checks again.
Okay.
Jesus, Elric. Oh my god.
Oh, come on, bro.
Okay, Butch.
I'm
You
saying
can
bro to
do this.
myself, by the way.
Ugh.
We're found immediately.
And arrested.
Thanks, Foundry.
Don't
Found
be them.
immediately.
We didn't mean that, Foundry. We love you, Foundry.
You love me so much, Founder.
So, with Elric with an 8, Arnon with a natural 20 for a 28, Gwen with a 10, Rhett with a 6, and Butch with a 7.
Better than Rhett.
I won.
Got nothing.
Cool. Thanks.
I'm a massive turtle man. It's really hard for me, okay?
And I can't
You're
say
like-
shit. I'm better than you only by 1.
You're like a live half-elf who's super competent at this, and I am not.
I have not been competent at hiding since we got here.
You guys
Yeah.
are the
You have
luckiest
a psychological-
motherfuckers I have ever seen in my life.
Is that a 1?
That's a
Tell the
4.
listener.
Wow.
That is a 4, and the guards have a +1 to perception.
Ha.
Wow.
So that is a 5.
Ha.
You all are the luckiest fucking group I have ever seen in my life.
I am totally imagining this guard walking by, whoever it is, like unwrapping a treat and the crinkling of the paper.
Absolutely.
preventing
Yeah.
them
No,
from hearing us.
that's exactly what's happening now.
But then
She's
like,
then
"Oh,
we wonder
I
what
just-"
snacks they have.
They wrap these up in too much paper.
Yeah. That was a 4 for a 5 that I just
Wow.
rolled.
My God.
Anyway, so
Was that versus the lowest, or were we doing an average thing?
it was gonna be an average. Yeah, it was an
Hmm.
average thing. So even that is a
Hmm.
but you averagely failed. So anyway, so you guys make for this alcove. You guys are not quiet at all. You are like dunk dunk dunk. Butch's big heavy footprints, and Rhett's tripping over herself, and fucking Elric is in his own head, trying to figure out whether or not that was actually his family in that
Listen, you're just
room.
calling me out in my actual life.
I know,
I'm
I'm
just
sorry.
constantly tripping over myself. Like
Every other
oh, hey,
step, Arnon is going
teeny
like this.
object.
Arnon disappears into the shadows. He's just
I
fucking
dropped-
gone.
I
You
dropped
can
my
still
warhammer in
feel
my
his
foot.
disgust from the
And
shadows.
I'm like yelling back at Butch. I'm like, Butch, you dropped your warhammer, dude. Here.
Butch, you okay?
It hurts so much. It hurts so much.
But
I'm just
somehow,
sneaking around and tying their shoelaces together.
You guys,
somehow
where's
this guard,
Arnon?
somehow these two guards that are walking past you just keep walking. I even rolled 2 die and I got a 7 and a 4.
Oh my god.
Love it.
Yay.
So you make it, you cram yourself into this little tidy hole. It's probably, it's no more than a couple feet back, but it kind of curves slightly, so you're able to more or less get yourself out of the general eyesight of people.
Okay.
Okay. You ready, Butch?
Do you have? Guessing you don't have a map. Let's see. Is it possible to draw on the bottom of this cavern?
You could.
Chalk.
I'm sure you could come up with something.
I'll get out a piece of charcoal.
I was gonna
And,
say I've
all right.
got like a notebook and a pen.
Elric has a book.
Oh, yeah.
I
We
do
got
have a
shit to
book
write
that is
with.
that is
That's-
a thing that I have.
That's top secret, though. They could let you use it, but then he'd have to kill you.
So I'm gonna
Judgment.
I'm gonna draw on the floor of the cavern
Fuck
the
your book.
possible exits that we have. Right? Because we've been seeing them as we've been walking around.
Yes,
maybe?
you've only seen the
Alright.
exits on the west side, or I'm sorry, the east side
Well,
of
then-
the.
All right. Thanks, Scott. West side. All right. I'm gonna need 25 gold pieces worth of stuff. So mark that off on our provisions because that's being burned as incense and whatnot.
Done.
It's a ritual casting, so it's a good 10 minutes.
I'm gonna
Will it even
let's
let me
stand
scroll
watch
down?
again.
No. I'm gonna have to do it from my character sheet.
Arnon, you're
Because the drop down will not let me cast things as a ritual.
you're
Yeah.
doing standing watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do I cast it as a ritual from the character sheet?
You just
Uncheck.
uncheck
consume spell slot.
when you do it, uncheck the button that says consume spell slot.
Well, first it has to let me actually cast it or pull up the thing. I don't know how to do this. Because I'm looking at my character sheet, because it's not on my drop-down menu anymore because I used my 4th level slot. And because I don't have any slots, I guess I don't get to look at my spells.
That's dumb.
Do you have your character sheet out
Mhm.
on spell
Yeah, I've
book?
got my character. Yep.
And if you click on the
Yeah, I've
spell
got
to
that up.
expand it, and then like double click on the level button, or
On the level button?
Just double click on the picture next to where it says when it turns into a D20. When you hover over the name of it, click on the
Yeah,
actual
that,
D20.
yeah.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
All right.
All right,
so-
here we go. Putting in contact with Mystic Seer herself or one of her servants. Single question concerning a specific goal, which is which exit should we use? And I'd like to use my thaumaturgy to summon up the moon cycles so she can direct one towards a location. Since it's a cantrip, but I don't know if I mean that's what we've been doing.
That's fine. Yeah. So, what exactly are you asking?
Which exit will lead us to the? Okay, guys, what's the name of the city again?
Eventually.
Kvetchliev. For the mission that what's our mission again?
To get to
Like, it's my-
Kvatchliev
Right,
right
okay.
now.
Well, it's my job to keep you guys alive. You guys know all the details.
Yeah.
Just to go
One
through
step at a time.
Kvetchliev is
Yeah,
good, I think. I think that covers it.
So, you ask this question, you summon up the symbols of the phases of the moon that start kind of spiraling around your head.
Which you may ignore and just give me a poem. I don't know.
You stand there. Arnon is standing at the entrance, staring out. You see these symbols. Well, Arnon doesn't, but the rest of you see these symbols floating around Butch's head. Suddenly, almost like a compass, they start shifting. They were going pretty much counterclockwise. Then they turn clockwise, counterclockwise, and just kind of slowly start rotating, almost like a compass coming to point. And then suddenly they kind of point, the full moon being the north star of this, point towards the northwest of the city.
Hey, we were headed the right way.
That's
It
cool looking.
just gives us a general direction then, or does it actually point to a specific exit?
Well, you are in a cave, so you can't really see where exactly it's pointing, but it is pointing towards the northwest.
Well, that's why I drew the map on the floor.
Oh, you drew. Well, you haven't been to that side yet, so you don't know where the exits are.
Ah, so it's on a side of the map that's
Correct.
so it'll be on a side. Okay.
You
All
came
right.
in. You came in on the east side. You circled around the east side of the cave and started going in and started going west. It's pointing you to the
Okay.
northwest side of corner of the city.
All right. Well, then I'll get out my charcoal and I'll continue drawing, and I'll put a mark where it. Okay,
All right.
that's it.
Arnon, make me a perception check while you're standing guard.
14.
Okay. Good. Nothing really of too noteworthy while you're standing there while Butch is preparing this.
All right. I'll have to stand up and face myself in that specific direction and say, Rhett, please help me remember the specific direction so we can figure that out after we've moved a whole bunch.
Well, if you point me that way, I'll be able to get us there.
All right.
Kind
Well,
of
then
my
you
thing.
should do that too, Arden.
Okay.
Now,
That's our goal.
That way?
you
Yes.
at this point in the day, you're probably getting close to 7, 8 o'clock in the evening.
Shall we tiny hut it?
Yeah.
How
We
easy
should-
can we hide this tiny hut?
We're kind of like in the middle of a bunch of buildings right now, aren't we? Kind of like
Oh yeah.
maybe we move on for a couple more hours till we find a less dense.
You probably
area.
should. Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we should go on Lamp Street. It might be bright.
Good instinct.
How about Lampshade Street?
What about lamps?
I was
plus?
thinking about Dark AF Street.
Oh yeah, oh, sure.
We could go to the low end of the high step.
Really, I
You're
thought
just
we could
saying
go
words.
pure Oblivion.
Where is the high step?
It's right here.
It's a drow dance, I
right
do
there.
believe.
Yeah, which would
That's
be
the dancing district.
close. That's actually because where's the circle? There's the circle. So yeah, it would be right around where you're at right now because you would be in the wall, which would be right about here.
Oh,
So you're
right.
actually right near that area right now.
You might be able to find something amongst all these spires right here to hide.
Mm-hmm. I just don't
Well,
want to
yeah.
be caught in one of those famous drow dance battles.
Oh,
So I'll probably
that's
lose.
like a flash mob.
I know. Rhett could probably take them.
Yeah,
But-
I can absolutely take them.
Yeah.
Chris
It's a
Pratt learned
flash.
everything he knows from me.
It's a flash
I'm saving
mob,
galaxies all over the place.
but it's all toothy nipples in that patch of area.
Absolutely. So
But
Is
are
that-
there hortense?
always,
Always hortense.
is that where you are headed then?
Yeah, alleys and such. I just think we should find a hidey hole that is in a less densely populated area.
All right. Go ahead. Make me one last one last stealth check, everyone.
Why don't we just try to exit the city?
My God, Elric.
My God.
No!
That was amazing.
Oh, balls.
No!
Talk about a natural one.
I might be able to beat that. Let's see. Watch. I'm gonna roll a 4.
Teen.
All right.
16.
So
No.
we had a
Aw.
25.
25, a
16.
6, a 16, a 5, and a 16. So luckily, the 25 and the natural 1 kind of cancel each other out. Then we're looking at a 6 and 2 16s. So average is above 10. So takes you
Oh, Elric.
about another hour and a half.
Hopefully, we don't go by any drow grandparents' house.
Cruising.
Sorry,
You know, they just sit there and look off their porch all day.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
with delicious meat stew simmering in the kitchen. Oh.
We're just so hungry.
Get off my lawn, daywalkers.
So you guys, anyway, going through the different alleyways and everything, you are able to make your way. You crest out of the side of this town into more of like almost like a slightly more rural area, passing a few other large buildings on the outskirts, but you are able to make your way to this kind of crescent shape of stalagmites. Make either an investigation or survival check. Your choice.
Watch. We've just
that
gone into the
everybody?
central park
Yeah.
of Menzoberranzan. We're gonna be
8.
assaulted by joggers.
Survival. I know my way around here.
24. Bam.
All right.
Thank goodness for Rhett.
Rhett.
Mhm.
12.
Rhett is able to take a look around through these, and you do find what you believe is a fairly safe and obscured location to set up your hut if you would prefer. And at this point, you're looking at it's probably about 8:30 in the evening.
Found a good place for a hidey hut. For a hidey hole.
Heidi Hut.
Hidey hole for the
Hidey
tiny
hut
hut.
hole. Hidey hut hole.
We're
Tiny
gonna do
hidey
the
hut hole.
Yeah, hidey hut hole.
Oh
We're
my
gonna do the full 12 hours, so you guys get another 8 hours in your books.
Just gonna fist bump Elric and be like,
Yep.
one more night after this one, buddy.
Yeah.
One more night.
I'm
So-
so fucking tired of reading.
Now I want
One
pizza.
more night.
My pizza hole.
You guys are able to cast your hut, ritual cast your hut, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
And I'm assuming, are you doing the same thing where the three other Arnon, Butch, and Rhett take watches while the other two read and nap?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll do some.
Who's
watching.
taking first watch?
I'll do first watch
All right.
with my large roll, if that's cool with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go ahead and make a perception check for me real quick.
Okay. Oh no. Wait, that's the wrong one. There it is.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Natural 20 for 29.
Nice.
29.
Incredible.
That's a new girl reference, by the way. 29.
So, during your watch, you notice this town, because you're still on the edge of the town, you can still see quite a bit. And you notice that you're actually very, very close to. You can see very bright lights, almost like a city center, close to where you are.
Okay.
Town never really stops moving.
In
Even
what
though
way?
in the fact that even though it's late, even though your body's it's hard to tell because of the fact that you're so far underground. There's no real sense of day-night cycle. However, your bodies are used to that day-night cycle. So you feel it in your bones that it's late, but the town is still moving. The town is people are still going about their business. There's just as many people out now as there was, in the middle of the day. You get the feeling that a city this size, as well as a city without any natural any natural day-night cycle, there is no downtime. People, especially when the majority of the population is elven descent, there's no closing up shop here. But
Okay.
from your perspective and your little hidey hole, you do notice not a lot of people wandering about where you are. You seem to be in a fairly secluded place. Your watch comes and goes with no particular incident. Who's taking the next watch?
I'll go. Let Butch get his 8 hours straight.
Fantastic.
And I'm just gonna share my notes with Arnon. I think that I generally just kind of like journal and stuff like during these downtimes. So I got nothing really else to do.
Fantastic.
And I think that I just share those notes with Arnon.
All right.
Neat.
Arnon, make a perception check.
$16.
You notice about an hour into your watch, you see you're kind of on the edge of almost like a park type area. And you do see a young drow couple wander through, kind of find a hidden spot. You see him kind of disappear there for an hour or so and then get up and kind of giggling run out and run back towards the center of the city, but nothing else.
Wine and cheese. Wine and cheese.
That's all they were doing. Just eating wine and cheese.
That's right.
Mhm.
We found the overlook.
Oh no!
And we're camping out at the Overlook.
We
Sweet.
just stumble upon it. Oh god. Good thing I'm reading it, totally unaware.
Crazy kids.
So, Your watch comes and goes, and
Pop Miss Swiss some cheese
fantastic.
in pocket.
Miss Swiss. I love it.
Well, I don't know if it's a guy or girl,
Miss-
but Mr.
little
Swiss
Swiss
just doesn't
Miss.
work as good.
That works.
So it's definitely
Swiss.
Miss Swiss.
Swiss Miss Swiss.
Little
I-
Swiss
Any
Miss.
chance I
I
can
see what
see
you-
that happen?
Read your
You
book.
are either reading or sleeping, so no.
Damn it!
What? I probably wasn't. I'm not asleep yet,
you-
because
no.
I'm so amped up from my watch.
No, you are asleep.
But what? But look at that perception. Look at it.
That was like hours ago when you were awake. You're not awake anymore.
You're in a trance.
Well, yippee ki to you then.
You remember
Alright.
how like you're bright awake at work and then you go home and go to sleep and you retain that? It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's not a thing that happens.
All
Aw,
right.
dang.
Final watch, Butch, perception check.
Keep an eye
Okay.
out over there, Butch. Some nasty kids around here.
All right, you got it. I'll keep an eye on that spot.
Butch with a
Only that's
9. You don't see shit.
9. Good. I don't want to
Butch is
catch
still-
any kids.
Butch is still a little groggy from not having enough ale and food the previous day.
Fuck them kids, right, Butch?
So, fuck them kids.
No, I would probably kill them.
Oh, God.
No, resend, redact, close.
Phrasing. So, at the end of Butch's watch, nothing of any real import happens. You have to ritually cast the tiny hut again to give them their full 12 hours, but the two of you get to mark off 8 more hours of study time in your books, so I believe that takes you down to 1 final day needed.
Only 8 hours left.
All of you take your long rest. And
Hooray.
that is where we will call it for the night. Fucking right at 11:30. Look at that. So,
Incredible.
Be nice.
We did it.
we did it. Yay. So, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for our 2 new subscribers on YouTube. You guys are awesome.
Yay,
We
thanks.
love you. We will be here again on Tuesday, every Tuesday at 8:30 for the month of January, and then we will let you know where it will be after that. Also, look forward to our live in-person sitting around a table rolling actual real physical fucking dice on the 20th, Friday the 20th. So that's an extra bonus
Yay.
episode this month.
Taco party.
Taco bar.
Couch
Oh,
I
gang.
bought new taco bar things.
Yes. Can't wait.
Oh, awesome. I love the taco bar.
I can't wait for the taco bar.
Yeah, I now have specially
Fantastic.
plates for taco bar.
Can you Lysol the couch though before we get there so your COVID's
Oh
not
yeah,
all
yeah.
over it?
No.
I'm just
trust me,
kidding.
I
I'm
actually no.
joking
my,
with
my,
you.
My dad.
Could you throw everything away and get new stuff?
Yeah.
Dude, trust me. I don't want
my
any of you
God.
guys to get yeah. Hey, listeners, I have COVID and stuff still, so yikes. But yeah, no, everything will be very clean because I care about you guys. I
And
would never
well,
want to get
that's
sick.
17 days away. I'm not too concerned about it.
I still care enough to where I would never.
That's
not
why we love
be
you.
disinfect.
Duluth Garoop would be concerned.
Duluth. All right.
Duluth Garoop?
So
That's 2 months away.
you guys made it 1 month away, really. You
Ah,
guys
yeah.
made it
Yeah, that's true.
a third of the way, maybe, through Menzoberranzan.
Maybe.
Holy shit, you did it.
Holy shit. So far, even though you rolled like garbage, I rolled even worse.
Baratheon.
Hey, if you count the fields, we made it through half that thing.
Garbage rolls.
that-
the game
I
session.
had 4 natural 20s.
You did. You rolled
through
fucking incredible.
menthol barbasol.
Barbasol. You rolled incredible. The rest of you rolled like garbage.
Except for when I was a spider, I did great.
Yeah. So,
Spider Gwen. Spider Gwen.
On that note, we hope to see you all next week at Tuesday at 7 or 8:30. Why do I keep saying 7:30? 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here at youtube.com/@those natural ones, where we will
hopefully we will run into less this time of those natural ones. Good God.
Indeed. So, thank you again. We'll see you next week.